The distinction between a language and a dialect often feels hazy. It's a question that has puzzled linguists and language enthusiasts for centuries. Why does it matter? Well, understanding this difference helps us appreciate the incredible diversity of human communication. It also reveals how social and political forces shape our perceptions of language. Let's start with the basics. In simple terms, a language is a system of communication used by a particular community. A dialect, on the other hand, is a variety of a language spoken in a specific region or by a particular social group. Think of it like a family tree. Languages are like the main branches, while dialects are the smaller branches and twigs that stem from them. For example, English is a language, but within it we find dialects like American English, British English, and Australian English. However, drawing a clear line between language and dialect isn't always easy. The boundary can be blurry, influenced by factors beyond just linguistic differences. One common way to distinguish between languages and dialects is through mutual intelligibility. This refers to the degree to which speakers of different varieties can understand each other. If two people can understand each other relatively easily,
Their speech varieties are often considered dialects of the same language. For instance, a speaker of American English and a speaker of British English might encounter some differences in vocabulary or pronunciation.
however, they would likely still be able to understand each other's main points. This suggests that American English and British English are dialects of the same language. But mutual intelligibility isn't always a reliable indicator. Sometimes, speakers of what are considered different languages can understand each other to a surprising degree. Conversely, dialects of the same language can become so different that mutual understanding becomes difficult. Political factors often play a decisive role in determining whether a language variety is recognized as a distinct language or a dialect. When a particular group gains political power, they often promote their language variety to official status. This can involve standardizing the language, using it in government and education, and promoting its use in public life. A classic example is the case of Serbian and Croatian. For much of their history, these were considered dialects of a single language, often called Serbo-Croatian. However, with the breakup of Yugoslavia, both Serbia and Croatia declared their respective varieties as distinct languages. This highlights how political considerations can elevate dialects to the status of languages. The reverse can also occur. Political dominance can lead to the suppression or marginalization of certain language varieties, often labeling them as mere dialects to diminish their status. Section 4. Culture's crucial role. Language as identity. Language is deeply intertwined with culture and identity. People often feel a strong sense of belonging to a particular language community. They may use language to express their cultural values, traditions, and beliefs. This connection between language and culture adds another layer of complexity to the language-dialect debate. For example, consider the case of Cantonese and Mandarin. While both are considered Chinese languages, they have significant differences in pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Cantonese is often seen as a marker of regional identity in southern China, while Mandarin holds official status as the national language. In this case, cultural and historical factors contribute to the perception of Cantonese as a distinct language, even though it shares a common ancestor with Mandarin. Section 5. A spectrum, not a divide, embracing linguistic variety. Instead of viewing language and dialect as two separate categories, it's more accurate to think of them as points on a spectrum. There's no single, definitive test to determine where a language ends and a dialect begins. The boundaries are fluid and subject to change over time and across different contexts. This perspective allows us to appreciate the incredible diversity of human communication without imposing artificial divisions. It encourages us to see the value in all language varieties, whether they are officially recognized languages or dialects spoken by smaller communities. By recognizing this spectrum, we can move away from simplistic definitions and embrace the richness and complexity of human language in all its forms. Section 6. Conclusion. Celebrating the rich tapestry of human communication. The distinction between language and dialect is not always clear-cut. Mutual intelligibility, political recognition, and cultural factors all play a role in shaping our understanding of these concepts. Instead of seeking rigid definitions, it's more helpful to view language and dialect as points on a spectrum. Ultimately, what matters most is appreciating the incredible diversity of human communication. Every language and dialect reflects a unique history, culture, and way of seeing the world. By embracing this diversity, we celebrate the richness of human expression and foster a deeper understanding of each other. Let's cherish the tapestry of human languages in all their varied and vibrant forms.